Guys, my name is the DBZ guy, and today I am joined by for the second time.
GoNE AnIMaTeD in Spanish, I do not know.
Okay, so we're gonna be discussing what if Piccolo stayed bad at the end of Dragon Ball into Dragon Ball Z. Now we can propose that Piccolo would have still gamed up with Goku in the Radix fight because he knew that he was outclassed and he was bad to begin the Radix fight. And so being bad, he was still bad at that time, and he needed to gang up, or else if he didn't gang up, he would have died by Radix. So he can propose that Goku would have died and all that stuff would happen. But here's the thing: when Piccolo would turn bad, he would turn and stay bad after the Radix fight. Okay, so when he trained Gohan, he would have still trained him. He would have trained him brutally, and with all of that, probably went the same. But when he transitioned into a good guy into a bad guy, which was around the Sand Saga, when he got attached to Gohan and sacrificed himself for him. Being a bad guy that he would be, he probably would have let Gohan die. Being a bad guy and not caring for Goku's son, being bad, he probably would have let him die, and he wouldn't have got such an attachment.
True.
Yeah, that's exactly true.
He would just like, well, if you think about it, he wouldn't even be training him in the first place. He probably just would have left there and denied him for training. If you think about it, like roughly, then you would think he would have been training him.
Well, he could have not have wanted to train him, but he wanted to in the first place, even though when he was still bad.
Oh, okay, now I understand. What would, like, exactly how would he train him differently? I know he would train him more brutally, but wouldn't Gohan have been kind of like an evil person if he had not sacrificed himself?
Well, whenever Piccolo sacrificed himself to save Gohan's life in the Nappa blast, he basically killed himself and to save Gohan. Now, if he was evil and if he still trained Gohan in the first place, he would have let him die either way, pretty much, if he was still evil. So that what you were talking about, just either way, it would have had the same outcome.
Okay, just making sure it wasn't up to my.
That was a good one.
Mhm.
Okay, so proposing that Gohan would die, he would not be very strong. He would probably be wished back later, but if that happened, he probably would have died by Nappa. Or I think if he let him die, Nappa would have probably still injured him, and everyone would be surprised. Like, everyone would not like Piccolo anymore and know that he was still evil and still not trust him. So it would just make him untrustable to the rest of the Z fighters, and Gohan would be dead. So if he got majorly hurt, like it would originally happen, he would be in the place of him. If he was evil and wanted to gang up with the Saiyans, and because they were so powerful, gang up with Nappa probably wouldn't have accepted him because he wasn't as strong. He probably would have got injured, and the Z fighters would go on to face Nappa, and then eventually Goku would get there, but he wouldn't get there because Gohan would already be dead and Piccolo would still be there. Being as good as Goku is, he probably wouldn't have killed Piccolo while he was already down, but I think that he would go on and go and do the same thing with Vegeta. But Gohan wouldn't be there to deflect the spirit. No, I mean the spirit bomb. When he hit the spirit bomb back, it was able to pretty much injure Vegeta to the point where he had to retreat. Now, if he wasn't there, Piccolo probably wouldn't have bounced it back because he would. I think he would have he would have tried to fight Vegeta, but I think he might have got overpowered. He might have died, but he might have not have died. But if he did, he would not be wished back, and because no one would trust him. But if he did survive the whole entire Saiyan saga and was still living by the Frieza saga, he would have not have fused with Nail, and later on in the series, he would not have fused with Kami. And eventually, he probably would have been killed by one of the Z Fighters or one of the villains, because he's one of the most weak ones in the whole series. Not the most weak, but he's not on the level of the Saiyan. So I think that, in my personal opinion, he would have died somewhere in the series, and it would be the end for Piccolo. Even though he fought Cell and was able to hold him back, Cell was still able to go and absorb 17, so it would have kind of been the same. So Piccolo really didn't have that much of an effect, but Gohan would have died, and Piccolo would have not sacrificed. He would not be friends with Gohan. Gohan would not have worn his attire, and Piccolo would be forever gone.
Evil.
Forever gone and evil. Well, that's a wrap, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you a lot for watching, and as always, stay beast and
Stay animated.